voice of Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Mayor Cohen.
What's up, guys? I'm Mayor Cohen. I'm here with John Rears.
Heyo.
We're about to bring you The Baseline. It's our series all about basketball here at Audioversity. We've got some great interviews lined up, and we really are looking forward to sharing their stories with you guys.
We're going to have amazing players and coaches coming and talking to us from America, all across Europe, and, of course, Israel. It's another week here, and we just had an amazing interview with Maurice. It was a blast, super funny. I hope you guys enjoy.
We are here, episode 3, here at The Baseline. I want to welcome on a very special guest, Maurice Kemp. Thanks for coming out here. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Maurice. So we did some research. We saw you had one long basketball career all over the place. So a little bit about Maurice. He started his basketball career playing JUCO, right? Mm-hmm. Then played at Miami-Dade, that JUCO ball. Mm-hmm. Then he went to Alabama A&M, transferred to ECU. We were just talking about that. Yep. And then you started playing in Hungary. Mm-hmm. You went to the D-League, now it's the G League. Yeah. Then you played in Greece, Estonia, Argentina, Spain, in the Latvian League. And after Latvia, you went to Puerto Rico for a year.
Crazy.
And then you came here. And now you've been playing here for like 2.5 years,
That's a story.
3 years.
Yeah,
That's a story.
It's a winding journey. It's been a lot. It's been marked by injuries, unfortunately. So, I've been out 9 years, but I've only really played 6 seasons, 6.5 seasons. So, I'm a veteran, but I feel like I have a lot left in me.
A lot more growth.
Yeah, man. I'm just happy to be healthy, man. It's a
So
blessing.
the first thing I want to ask you is that you've been going so many different places, and from what it looks like, it seems that Israel has been the place where you've stayed the longest, right? Is there something about an extra comfort space here?
Yeah, the two places were Argentina and Israel. And Israel's a special place. I don't have to tell you guys that. I loved it from the very beginning. And, I think just the culture, very family-oriented, right up my alley. I come from a big family that meets and gathers all the time. So, it feels like home for me. I'm from Miami, so, there's a lot of similarities between Herzliya, Tel Aviv, and Miami.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah, man, it's just, it clicked right away. It's an easy adjustment for me, and like my second home now.
Do you feel like the team, like Herzliya specifically, is like a more family-oriented team rather than the other places you've been to?
Yeah, big time. I definitely the most family-oriented team I played with as a pro. I started with Rishon. Great organization, but different feel for sure. More business. I signed a 2-month deal there. I left after the 2 months and went to Herzliya, and it was just like a totally different feel.
Wow.
Very warm environment. Everyone's a big family there. And man, it felt like home for me. So when it came to make a decision after last season on whether I would resign or not, it took me less than a day to decide.
Wow.
So I'm excited to be back. I think we have pretty much the same team. Like, we brought so many guys back. So, I'm looking forward to what the rest of the season has for us, for sure.
100%. That's amazing. Yeah, like we were talking about before, just for professional ball players who go all the way around all the world, just, seeing the different leagues, experiencing it. We had our last guest actually talk about something similar, about how here in Israel you get a much more family-oriented culture, relationships with not only like players, but also, people who work for the team, owners and that kind of stuff. It is more of a family-oriented thing. Yeah. But, of course, we want you to talk about it like you. First of all, so many different places. I want to know specifically about, places like Argentina, because I don't know so much about professional ball in Argentina. We've been talking about with athletes who have played in South Korea, have played all over the place. So tell me a little bit about Argentina specifically.
When I played there, it's a bit different now. But when I played there, just high level league, it had high level imports for sure. They had some great local talent. Gabriel Deck is the one that stands out. He was in the NBA for some time with OKC, and he's been with Real Madrid for a few years. Wow. He was there. We've got this guy Rivero, Cuban guy. He's with Valencia now, EuroLeague. So when I was there were some high-level guys because, at that time they were paying pretty well in
Argentina.
Yeah, that's what got me over there. I'm not gonna lie, but and yeah, man, it gives you like a New York vibe.
Argentina.
I was in Buenos Aires, so it's a big city,
huge.
That's cool.
Amazing. I was right by River Plate, the huge soccer team, rival with Boca Juniors, which
they're
historically,
crazy.
man, it's unreal on a game day for
I bet.
For a football match. It's like nothing you've seen, like a parade every game.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fanatical is an understatement, but yeah, man, it was a great experience. Like I felt like I was in any big city, and the team took care of me. They just unlimited flights for my family, made sure that
Awesome.
that I felt great and was comfortable there. And yeah, man, it was a great experience. I felt at home there, and it was to the point where I had offers in Spain, ACB, First Division Spain, and I chose to stay in Argentina just because like they took care of me so much. Unfortunately, second year of my contract, the economy crashed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That changed the whole Euro
Listen,
League.
the exchange rate was 1 to 17,
Jeez.
and overnight it went to like 1 to 90. So my contract tripled in value to them, more than tripled in value. So it's like, I understood why they needed to renegotiate.
100%.
But, at the time, that wasn't an option for me to take that much less money.
Yeah.
So it was painful. I did not want to leave.
Wow.
I didn't want to part ways with them, but I ended up going to First Division Spain halfway through that year because of the economy going down.
You
Wow.
played in the Champions League on that Spain team, right?
Yes.
And now you're playing on Herzliya. You guys have been in the Champions League.
Yeah.
So what I noticed, I was checking how many points you're averaging, and now in Herzliya you're averaging almost double
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
in
Bucket.
Herzliya.
Yeah.
And like, what is it? 4 years difference.
Mm-hmm.
And you would think after 4 years that you wouldn't double necessarily. Maybe you'd like go up a little. Maybe you'd even go down. But what in those 4 years changed?
Well, with me, it's a couple things. Like, not to give you a long-winded answer, but when I first came out, when I went to Hungary, we did Euro Cup, another high-level international competition. I was playing well there, but I fractured my leg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like 5 months into my rookie season. So, and being young and dumb, I tried to rush back for a summer league because I had some NBA interest and I wanted to prove myself there and get on the NBA roster. And I rushed the injury, ended up refracturing it. So I did like 19 months out.
Wow.
For the rehab, man. And, after being out that long, it's, my coach told me however long you're out, it's going to take you that long to get back to 100%. And he was 1,000% right. So it took me years to even feel close to 100% again. And, when you're out that long, obviously NBA teams went away. Those interests weren't there anymore. And my European offers were ridiculously low because I hadn't touched the ball. I hadn't touched the court in 19 months. So I kind of had to rebuild my career before it even started. So that's why I took this winding route to Estonia, Lebanon, Argentina, like just going places where I could make good money and kind of prove that I was healthy. So that's kind of coming into Spain. I was just working my way back up from Argentina. Thankfully, I led them in scoring for almost a season and a half, and I was able to prove that I was healthy again. And so the ACB offer came, the Champions League offer came. But when I joined that team, Spain, and this is the thing about European basketball, every country has a different way of doing things.
Right.
And in Spain, the Americans or the imports usually don't play as much.
Really?
Yeah, you'll play like your 18 to 24 minutes and that's about it. They'll just stack a team with a bunch of talent and you'll play your role and you'll play those minutes and whatever you produce, you produce.
Was there a cap playing in Spain for international players? Because I know in the Israeli league, you can only play like 4 or 5 players?
Yeah, for sure. In Spain, you can have 4 Americans registered, I believe. In Israel, I believe it's the same. It might be 5. I have to double check. Right. 4 or 5, but for every competition is different. We can play more Americans in Champions League and this and that, but yeah. So my role on the Spanish team was different. I was coming in middle of the year just trying to figure it out. Luckily, I was able to have a couple good Champions League games, a couple good ACB games, but just trying to work my way back. And now I'm in a place where I've been healthy for a few. Actually, I fractured my other leg after the ACB
damn.
season. Yeah, so
Wow.
I had more NBA interest after like through that year, through Argentina, Spain year, and those, that kind of got in the way of that. I did camp with Denver, but after that injury, after the second injury, I did 9 months rehab, then COVID hit.
Wow.
So
Wow.
another 18,
Just
16
bad
months.
timing right there.
16 months out. So like I said, I've been out for a while, but it's been interrupted with injury. So now, to fast forward to Herzliya, I'm really just feeling healthy again. That's the biggest
great.
difference, man.
Wow.
Like I said, it's a blessing to be healthy, to be doing what I love after major injuries that could have really ended my career.
Yeah. So let me ask you, like, what kept you going through that big injury? Because you're saying it could have ended your career. Like, I'd say a lot of people probably would have ended their career there.
We just saw Jonathan Isaac in the NBA. He hasn't played in 3 years. He hasn't touched the floor.
Hey, he's a great guy, too. I know some people that know him. Great guy, Christian guy, God-fearing man. I respect him a lot, and his perseverance is inspiring.
It's crazy.
Very inspiring. 900 days, man.
And
he's playing well.
Playing well. He looks like he's in a good rhythm, so I'm happy for him. I don't even know him, but I've been rooting for him from a distance. But yeah, man, those type of injuries, I have a rod in both of my tibias.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you can imagine that surgery. You kind of have to teach yourself how to walk again properly, run again properly. You can't walk for the first 4 months after that surgery. Wow. So, let alone run up and down the court, make cuts, try to dunk on. Man,
it might be like I'm thinking about that. That's probably so frustrating. Like when you're on the court.
Man, it's sports gives you a lot of learning experiences, and a lot of tools for life. And when you have these expectations of the NBA and everything, and you feel your talent can get you there, but the injuries won't let you. That is a whole different level of frustration.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I had to learn a lot. I had to, I relied on my faith, my family, and just keep going, man. Just keep pushing through it. And yeah, man, I'm thankful to be at it still, man. It's been a lot, but rewarding for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, so I wanted to just talk about your time in all those leagues. I was curious about your experience in the D League, now the G League. Yeah. So now, we see what it is. People are getting paid to go play there. It's like you're pulling players from college scene. A lot of players are playing there, like Jalen Green.
Straight out of high school, too.
Exactly. Yeah. So you see a lot of that. So what was the experience like when you were playing there? Because that's 10 years ago now. I mean, that's completely different.
Listen,
what was the league
I'm glad
like?
You brought that up. Because I'm so glad they made those changes.
Really?
It was super necessary, man. When I was there, it was ugly.
Yeah.
It was ugly, man. And like I said, I was out those 19 months, so I had just gotten cleared by my surgeon 2 weeks before I went to the G League.
Okay, so after the 19 months.
Yeah, he cleared. I got cleared by the surgeon, and then my agent was like, hey, a D League team is interested in you. Just get your legs back under you, see how it goes. So I had been out so long, and then I'm here with these NBA prospects.
Yeah, exactly.
Thrown into the fire, man. It was high-level basketball. Very high. You got guys that have been in the NBA or are one step away. They're all high-level prospects. Mm-hmm. So high-level basketball, but the salary didn't match.
Yeah.
It was ugly, man. I'm talking like after they take the taxes out of that contract, you're seeing like
not much.
1,800, 2,000.
Wow.
Bro.
Wow.
Like, and they show you how much they take out with taxes. So you get this check back. You're like, this is not it. It's like,
I'm going to go play in Argentina now.
Bro. And that's the thing, man. Like, I'm so glad they changed it because they were losing a lot of quality basketball players. Because how do you tell a guy that was All-American in college, maybe had a 10-day here and there, knows that he's NBA quality to turn down $1 million in China to take
100%.
3,000 before taxes.
Literally nothing.
League. Man, they were losing so many quality players, and I did not re-sign there for that reason.
No, that makes sense. But now you see that the G League is a whole nother league now.
Man,
it's a separate thing.
It's different,
and it's getting really fun to watch.
And what you're seeing is a lot of those guys that were on the cusp of the NBA. They're not leaving to go to Europe. They're staying there,
they're sticking with
it out, and you're raising the quality of the whole league because of it. So it was a super necessary move. I'm glad they did it. They should have done it earlier.
Yeah,
for sure.
But they're seeing how it's benefiting everyone now, like the G League and the NBA. It's helping. It's helping a lot.
So who on that time you did spend there, were you playing with guys like what's a name that you're playing with that was there that was in the NBA really, made a name for himself there?
Man, like just to show you how the G League works. When I got off waivers, I actually surprisingly was playing well. Like I was getting some minutes, maybe 20, 25 minutes a game, averaging like 13, 14 off the bench. It was going well, but then the Cavs made some roster moves. I was with their G League team. And
Charge, right?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I think it was I told you how old I am. I think it was the moves for J.R. Smith.
Oh, wow.
Guys. Yeah, and Iman Shumpert. Yeah, that makes me feel old. But
they got traded from the Knicks to the Cavs?
Yeah, I think it was that move. But anyway, their draft pick for that year, Joe Harris, who happened to play small forward at my position at the time, moved down to the G League.
That's
so I was
crazy.
like, and I love Joe. Joe's a great guy.
You're seeing the ball with JB now.
Bro, I love Joe, great dude. But when I saw him come down, I was like, yeah, that's a wrap for my minutes. I haven't played in a year and a half. And my coach told me, he's like, yo, you played incredible after being out so long, but I have to give him 39 minutes a game. Like, it's nothing I can do. Like, the Cavs would be on my head if I didn't. So I understood it. It's how it works. It's the politics that you hear about in the NBA. It's real. So, like, you can't tell them not to play a guy that they're paying a couple million.
Yeah.
Not to develop him and play him as much as possible. Exactly. So,
do you feel like that system is different in Europe, where it's like more about the effort you give and more about what you produce on the court rather than the politics?
I mean, I can't even say that's political. That's just an investment on the NBA side. They invested in Joe Harris, so they have to develop him. It sucks for me at the time playing his position, but that's the way it works. The European side, I would say, probably less because there's less money involved.
Right.
Like the NBA, you're dealing with the contracts now. They're
loads of millions,
real deal investments in these players. So yeah, I'm sure European side I would say is less, but. You have to pay your dues in Europe also. You have to work for certain opportunities, and a lot of things have to line up for you to get those opportunities. So yeah, it's a level of that, I guess, in any sport, especially if you're more of an unknown player, like a mid-major guy or under the radar guy for sure.
So is it the same about being coached under a European team rather than an NBA team? Like, you see a lot of NBA players, unfortunately, like. I think that I see a lot of them talk back at coaches. I don't know if that's the same in Europe. I don't know how it really works on the bench side. I know there's definitely language barriers.
I could say on the European side, it probably just depends on each coach.
Yeah.
And the player's relationship with each coach. Some coaches have that open dialogue with players, like, yo, in the heat of the moment, we can talk it out. It might be a heated discussion, but we can talk it out, and it's all good. Other coaches are more no nonsense. They'll find a player for getting in the heated discussion. So I guess it just depends on the organization, whichever European coach that is or what have you. But on the NBA side, I think you're just getting a situation where the players have so much power now.
So much.
Yeah.
Like they're making so much more than their coaches.
It's true.
So much
insane
more.
Amount.
So how do you really keep a guy in check, or how do you coach a guy who can really take your job most of the time? Like
right.
He can get you out of there. I think it's just a totally different dynamic that wasn't seen maybe 15 to 20 years ago in the NBA, where, LeBron kind of spearheaded it, where the players really can control their own destiny, right. can really lobby in their own favor.
Even like general managers, they can like go up to them and ask them for trades and whatnot.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually looking earlier, David Blatt, he coached Maccabi Tel Aviv, right, for 4 years. He goes to Cleveland, 2014 and 15, he's coaching them. And then LeBron's like, this guy, man, I don't really like this guy. He called to play for someone else. He literally kicked David Blatt off the team. He hired Ty Lue. And, they won a chip the next year, but it's the politics go behind that the players got that
David
control.
From Blatt's perspective, that's great opportunity for him that he deserved. But it's kind of like, I don't want to say a lose-lose, but if you don't win a title, it's considered a failure. And he took that team so far.
Yeah.
But he lost his job just because, like you said,
LeBron
is the GM. Like, what are you going to tell him, honestly? like, no, we don't agree with you. Like, nah, he's going to make it happen. So
send LeBron to the G League.
Yeah, it's just a difference, man. The players in the NBA have a lot more control because they are the franchise. When you think about it.
So what's it like in Herzliya now? Because you guys have some big-time players on your team right now. And the coach, I don't think, is like the best English speaker, right?
Yeah, so he's solid. He's solid. He actually played at FIU.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played D1 ball and down in South Florida where I'm from. Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah,
so how's the connection between the players and the coach here?
It's good, man. We're like that familiarity. We we pretty much have the same team from last year minus Chief, Chinado Onuwaku. So, you know, it was we're all on the same page. There's no like nothing is lost in translation. There's no learning curve. It's really just the same group cohesiveness that won the cup last year and made it to the finals.
Mm-hmm.
Just bringing us back. Unfortunately, like I told you when we were off air, like injuries this year. You know, our starting point guard was out for 7 weeks, so it's tough to win when you lose your point guard, as you guys know.
Are you talking about Quentin?
Quentin Hooker.
He's tough.
Yeah,
Quentin's tough.
Triple-double at any time. So, like, losing him was huge. And, you know, the point guard is the most important player on the team. So we had to battle that. You know, we had Chris get banged up last week, missed the Maccabi game in the Cup.
That was huge.
You know, a winnable game for us. We beat them 3 weeks prior. For sure. You know, I think once everyone gets healthy, God willing, and gets in the rhythm again, like we said, we've won 5 out of the last 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to see where we could go this year.
Right. I've noticed that, you know, they're moving you around position-wise here in Herzliya. So for you, are you like, where are you most comfortable? You know, where you feel like you're affecting the court, you're affecting the game in the, you know, the biggest way?
It's funny because had you asked me this question maybe 6 years ago, small forward, without a doubt, like naturally that's my position. But the game has changed so much in the last 10 years.
Positionless basketball.
Man, and to be honest, small ball took over. Like the Warriors changed the game with that, really. Well, they took it to another level, I should say. So I really, just one day I became a power forward.
Sometimes a center.
Yeah, like I
stretch forward.
I just became a stretch forward, sometimes moving me at the center, and it happened like overnight. So like I would say now I'm more comfortable at the power forward spot. The only problem with that is a lot of times, like I like making plays with the ball. I'm very always in attack mode, always off the dribble. And a lot of coaches in Europe aren't comfortable with their power forward playing that way.
The ball, yeah.
So there's a little bit of frustration where I have to try to convince my coach, like I can make plays with the ball, just trust me. But they're more used to guards doing that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm like a guy that likes to dribble and make things happen, but at a position that usually doesn't do it. So power forward, but you know, I'm working with my coach. He's starting to trust me more to make plays. I had 6 assists last game, so I'm hoping that convinces him. Like, okay,
playmaker.
Yeah, I'm hoping that convinces him a little bit. But power forward is most comfortable. But as long as I'm on the court, I feel like I can make an impact. You know, I pride myself in being good in a lot of different areas. I think that kind of was to my detriment as far as the NBA because, as you know, if you're not a top 5 pick in the NBA, you need to find a niche.
Yeah.
You have to be great at one thing, almost better than anyone at one thing. And my whole life was being well-rounded and being good in a lot of areas. So I think it was to my detriment as far as the NBA goes, or getting to the NBA. But in Europe, it's helped me because I've been able to adjust to all different styles of play. Like in Spain, where I'm only playing like maybe 20, 25 minutes, like not with the ball at all, but still making an impact. Or maybe on a team where they need me to be a defensive guy, I've been able to adjust to that. On my team now, where they need me to do more scoring, I can adjust to that. So it's helped me have longevity, being a little bit more well-rounded and
adapt.
Well, that's the number one thing a coach wants, right? Is an adaptable player. That,
and it's allowed them to have fun with our lineups.
Yeah.
Just like play me wherever they're feeling that week.
You ever get played as a 2?
Nah, never. It's kind of like I just have to stay ready. You know, it could be a week where my coach is like, hey, you're going to start on this guy who's a shooting guard, but you're going to be at the 3, or you're going to be at the 4, but you're going to play the shooting guard on defense. So versatility, I think, has helped me as far as longevity, and I like being able to do whatever my team needs me to do. You know, I try to take my ego out of it. So, yeah, we've done that a lot this year. Just trying to keep my legs good, man, because these guys are quick. These guards are quick, and you know, on the defensive side, I take pride in being able to stick with them.
Do you think there's a change in basketball culture now that like you've been around for like 9 years, right? Mm-hmm. And you're like in those 9 years, basketball's changed a lot.
So much.
So like, do you see a difference in workouts per se, like how these young guys are working out now?
I think. Man, I don't want to take too much of your time, but I could go forever on this topic.
Nah, how long you want, man?
Like, so the short answer is for sure. Like, you go back to like just the YouTube era. Like, I was YouTube probably came out when I was maybe like 13, 14. But before then, the way I learned how to play basketball was really just watching older guys who
like
were
and one
around me.
basketball.
Yeah, maybe and one or just anyone around my school. Like, oh, this guy's crossover is crazy. Let me try that on my own. Like, you know. But these kids, like, they have these iPads, whatever. Like, they have access to everything as far as media. So
unlimited.
Yeah, a 4 or 5 year old watching Steph Curry shoot step backs, they can literally try that at 4 or 5. And I think you're seeing the game develop even more because of social media, because of really just technology. You know, these kids are watching high level athletes and training like them at an earlier age. So the skill level with the game is going through the roof.
I think also
like
the trainers that are training these kids in middle school.
They're getting to them younger.
Yeah.
I didn't have proper training. Like, I remember this kid named Ezra Diaz. I'm going to forever shout him out. He was a year older than me on my high school team. A quick point guard, just incredible ball handler. I literally learned how to train from him. Just, he would get the chair drills before and after school. And just, it was like follow the leader. Whatever he did, I did. But that was like my basketball training. Like, I didn't have a trainer. I didn't have some high-level guy to put me through all these drills that I can apply. So these kids are getting – I didn't get that until maybe the next year in AAU ball. So these kids are getting that type of high-level, NBA-level training probably as early as they want it, as early as their parents allow.
And I remember when I was in middle school, my coach was definitely telling me not to take any off-the-dribble threes. Now they're gonna be like, they're gonna encourage it,
man.
And that's I'm young, like that's not that long
ago.
Shooting
40% from there, just chuck them.
Man, that's the way the game's changed so much, man. Like, I remember when I keep saying that, I sound so old. When I was coming up, like, not that being a three-point specialist was frowned upon because there was a need for it, but you needed to do other things. You needed to be able to expand your game. Now,
you could just shoot threes.
Man, you don't have to be able to dribble and chew gum. Like, just if you can shoot it at 40 or higher, you're gonna somebody in the NBA is gonna pay you most likely.
Right.
So it's like the game has completely changed. I think where my game is a lot more old school. I've always loved mid range. I've always loved getting to my spots in the mid range, going downhill, getting high percentage shots.
Right.
Now in the last 9 years, it's changed to just 3 oriented. You know, now I'm kind of like an old school player.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna ask, like, you know, obviously throughout your career, what's the one thing that's been consistent for you in terms of your play? And I feel like you just said it, that mid-range game.
Man, I loved it, and I love it still. And a lot of leagues I played in, like the Argentinas, I love these off-brand league or outside of Europe leagues. Like, they need you to score. You have to score in order to keep your job.
Exactly.
And like, if you study every high-level scorer in history, they've had that mid-range game to the
look at Dirk,
the Jordans, the KDs, the Kobe's. You can go down the list. So I took that and I kind of just focused my game around that. You know, like, I got to put up 20 a night to keep my job. So
exactly.
Let me just like craft this mid-range game, which I loved already. But now, as I've gone to Europe in my latter years, I'm like, man, they really don't want me dribbling this thing. They really don't want me getting to my spots. Like, they want me to just sit in the corner and just stretch the floor. So it's been a big adjustment, man. That's the biggest thing. Like, my teammates tell me all the time, like, bro, you're shooting like a 20-foot mid-range. Like, take one step back and shoot a three. So
that's the analytics to it.
So, man, I gotta drill it. I gotta get more used to it. And I told my coaches, like, I'm gonna try to shoot 2 a game. You know, I went 1 for 1 last game.
There you go.
I just gotta kind of change my game and tell myself to do it.
I went to the who were you guys playing? I think you guys were playing Cologne at home the other week, right? And,
yeah.
And I stayed around after the game, and I saw you come out. And you started shooting threes, like a bunch of threes after the game.
After the game, yeah.
Is that something that you're doing because of what you're talking about right now?
Well, I'm a gym rat. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be like with everything I had going. Like, the gym is kind of like my stress relief. So I'm always working on my game in the off season, like a maniac. So, you know, naturally, if something doesn't feel right, something doesn't feel off, I'm going straight to the gym. I played like 34 minutes that game, but straight to the court right after because it didn't feel right. My jumper didn't feel right. my handle didn't feel as crisp as I needed it to. So I got to get it right. Like I'm a little bit over the top with it sometimes. Like Quentin Hooker, he came up with his family after he showered and stretched and did an ice bath. He's like, bro, why are you still here? Like, get off the court, go rest. You just play like 35 minutes, but it's how I am. That's how I got through the injuries. That's how I got back to a high, like playing at a good level after not playing for so long. It's just locking myself in the gym.
Reps.
So, but yeah, to your point, is a good observation. Like, yeah, I'm practicing my 3-point shot more than I ever have because the game has changed. The European game is centered around that at my position to stretch the floor and, you know, and shoot it. You know, a lot of times you're not going to have a coach that's comfortable with you being off the dribble or making plays off the dribble at my position. So yeah, I have to adapt with the game.
Right. I was going to ask because, as you said earlier, right, you're getting the NBA, if you're a knockdown 3-point shooter, someone's going to pay you.
Right.
Do you feel like here, or really just the European game in general, the specialists do they have less of a role, meaning everybody has to be more of an all-around basketball player in order to succeed here because the game is, less spacing and all that? Or do you feel like, if you're still knockdown shooter, wherever you go, you're going to get that money, you're going to get paid, you're going to, be successful. But in Europe with, with the smaller court and with all that kind of stuff and a more physical game, you got to do more things in order to, keep your position on the team.
I'll say this, shooting is at a premium worldwide. It's the game has changed worldwide. It's just the NBA. It's more drastic with the spacing and with being able to hide guys defensively. And, you've got guys who are the best scorers on the planet that are getting paid $30 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really need a bunch of guys that can make it happen off the bounce or do a lot of things. You need guys that can just plug in, play their minutes, and get out.
Exactly.
So that's where it's different. In Europe, I would say you'll be hard-pressed to be able to get the minutes you want if you can only just shoot. Like, you have to be able to defend. You have to be able to not be exposed because of the style of play. Europe is very scouting-oriented, heavy defense, less spacing.
Right.
So you definitely have to be able to plug into the team defensively more than anything. And you have to be able to affect the game in different ways because a lot of coaches can shut down your strengths in Europe with the lack of spacing and with the with just the scouting that goes into these leagues. You see the same teams a lot more. They get used to your tendencies. And if you have a strength, the opposing coaches are going to be more effective at shutting it down in Europe.
We were talking about this the other week with Jason Siggers, how in Europe the game is a lot more analytical.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
I mean, in the NBA, they use analytics different. They run the numbers for how their offense should be ran or how many threes they should take, or they're using it now in a different way. You saw it with the Houston Rockets maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Man,
they weren't taking they weren't taking any mid-range jump shots because of the analytics. It was threes or layups.
Yeah.
So they're using it more in the NBA for that. But in Europe, high-level Europe, Champions League, Euro League, Euro Cup especially, scouting, man. You with the rules being set up how they are, if you have a coach that's really good at breaking down film and really creative with how to take away a key player's strengths, it can get real difficult for that player, whoever they're keying on. So it's a lot more preparation that goes into the games because a lot of times you're playing a lot less games in the NBA. You have a full week especially in Winter League in Israel. You have a full week to prepare for a team. So if you have a good coach who's creative, he can take the key players. He can make life difficult on the key players on the other team. And, we've seen it a lot this year. Chris Babb is an incredible shooter.
Yeah, he's really
incredible shooter, man. Like, one of the best I've seen. And, I don't know if people noticed, but this year and last year too, but more so this year, they've been keying on him, just trying to really take away his touches, and there's been some coaches that, have made it tough on us. We've had to get creative on how to get him the ball. He's still playing well, still being efficient. But, we've had to get a bit more creative because of the preparation that coaches are putting into kind of shutting them down, and it happens all over Europe.
So it's something on, like, your guys' side. Let's say, like, the Toulon game. You guys are playing Joe Ragland, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's a wonderful player. What's something that you guys do to stop him?
Great player. With a guy like that, when you have a point guard that can score at a high level, can pass it at a high level, who's very cerebral, high IQ, there's not too much you can do. You know what I mean? You can make it a little bit more difficult on him, but when he's on the ball all the time, he's controlling the pace, he's controlling his offense. It's harder to shut down a point guard who can do so much. It's a little easier with a shooting guard because he's usually not dominating the ball as much. With a point guard, you have to get creative. I'm not going to give away all our schemes, but just try to crowd him as much as possible, make him a little bit uncomfortable if possible, and just throw a lot of bodies at him. The worst thing you could do with a player like that is let him be comfortable, because his IQ is way too high, his passing ability is way too high. He will pick you apart. So, yeah, you just gotta try to make him a little bit uncomfortable. If you can, throw different looks at him, switch up the looks so he's not seeing the same thing every time, because any high-level point guard, if you throw the same looks at them for more than 2 minutes,
they'll adapt.
They'll adapt. They'll break that down.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I kind of switching the topic a little bit. So we spoke to Jason right last week. We talked about all different, the fans aspect of it. So with you playing in so many different places, how do you feel like the actual game environment here in Israel compares to some of the other places you've played?
Israeli fans are passionate, man.
Yeah, they are.
Very passionate. I have a lot of stories. I don't know how real I should get.
No, you can get real. Please do.
We want to hear it.
But, I played in places where it's so crazy. I played in places where basketball is not the main sport. It's kind of like an afterthought. So you'll go into to play and there'll be 200 people.
Right. I mean, Israelis fucking love playing basketball. They love
in
everything.
Certain countries, there's just not much support for basketball. And then you go to a place like Greece. Mm-hmm. I remember, man, I'll never forget this. My first European game in Euro Cup, I was in Hungary, but we were playing PAOK in Greece. Okay. And on the road.
Away game.
Bro, my first game away in Euro Cup. Full house.
Crazy.
We come out for warm-ups, and it's already packed out with 30 minutes left on the clock. Before the game starts, 30 minutes before the game starts.
It's not the charge anymore.
Man, I wasn't there. I was fresh out of college, so I came out of ECU fans are crazy,
Pirates,
but
Pirates.
it's
not like that,
bro. They're jumping up, like you said,
lighting
candles, chants, jumping up, the whole place is rocking.
Did you have to take a free throw there,
bro? The energy in the place when you got 9,000 to 10,000 people just chanting the same song, shaking the whole place. They dropped They let off a cherry bomb in the middle of the game. Our players stopped playing. We're like, what? Their players didn't flinch, bro. It's unreal. Look, when we walked out, right before the game started, they had to escort us with riot shields.
That's crazy.
Bro, the police had to escort us with riot shields, and all you hear is change just bouncing off the shields.
My God.
Bro, change, batteries. We get to the bench, and they have a glass cover over the bench. I was like, oh, this is different. I didn't see this in college.
Way.
As soon as I sit down, I hear things bouncing off the glass. I'm like, oh, that's why. They're trying to literally concuss us. They're trying to knock us out. So, yeah, man, just fanatical. That was crazy. Greece is one of those places, man, where they're just like Israel, fanatical. It's almost like a religion, it seems like, in some of these places, man. Hapoel stands out here. Hulon stands out.
Hulon got crazy. When I went to that game, they bring their own bus of fans.
Man.
It's so different from in the States. It's just
they
nothing
love
like that.
They love basketball here, man. It's hard to explain to people back home, but it's a different energy when you have fans that are that passionate and you're the visiting team.
They hate you.
Man,
hate you.
legit. And I'm gonna say this, and this is not an indictment on all the fans in Hulon, but I gotta get off my chest. I almost went off on Twitter about it, but man, they take it a step too far sometimes. I had
shouting shit about your family,
bro.
all that stuff.
I got spit on.
Oh my God.
Really,
bro?
Oh my God.
I'll set the scene for you, and I'll send you the clip after. But I had shot a floater at the end of the I think it was the end of the third quarter, at the buzzer, just trying to get it before the buzzer went off. I should have passed it to Andy. I'm sorry, Andy.
Shout out.
But I just kept running. I ran under the basket. I was like, dang, I was thinking, man, I should have got it to him. Wasn't even thinking, but I was literally, my momentum was carrying me right under where the craziest fans sit, their little pit or whatever. And they're elevated above the court. So I'm just like, dang, I should have passed it to Andy, whatever. And then I feel it hit me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, bro, no way. No way. And then I look up.
This motherfucker just spit on me.
Literally. And I look up, and there's this big dude with no shirt on. Just like, yeah. Like,
You like
yeah,
that?
it was me type stuff. And I like, bro, no way. No way. Like, you spit on me, and then you looked at me dead in my face. Like, I'm a calm guy. Like, I'm like really chill, but that got me. I was livid, man. Yeah, I asked him to meet me outside by the buses. He didn't show up.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Bro, man, like, but like I said, taking it too far. They get caught up, man. Like, we don't go. It's my job. I don't go to work to get spit on. So I was pissed about that. Didn't vent on Twitter. I'm thankful.
There you go.
That would have been a fine for me. But yeah, man, that's like I respect fans that are passionate for sure.
Yeah.
But
Did it teach you a different way of dialing into the game?
Oh, big time. You have to, like. And you learn it in college. You know, you'll go to places that are tough environments in college, for sure, of course. So you learn a few things as a young player, not to read the posts, not to get on Twitter, especially after a tough game, and not to you have to try to zone out when you're on the court because, you know, you can get easily distracted. You know, in college, you'll have guys with their shirt off, and Speedos and all
Girls
that
with their
stuff.
shirt off.
Yeah. No, listen, you see it all. So the most effective players can really zone it out completely and just lock in on the court.
Was there any team throughout your career where the home fans, like your own home fans, acted in like not respectful way towards you because of a mess up that you had on the court?
Nah, thankfully I've been lucky. Like the places I've been, the fans have been really respectful, and it's like most places you go, the fans will appreciate if you're giving 1,000% effort. And I pride myself on like being that type of player. Like when I step on the court, I like to. My dad used to tell me when I played football, like nobody should want it more than you. And like I played football all my life.
Oh yeah, I heard you on some ECU podcast in October. I was listening to that, and you're like, I played football. Did that like? How do you feel that helped you in your career in general?
It changed my game. Like I'm not scared to get physical. I
Yeah,
can say that.
sure,
like
yeah.
you after a game, you'll see me.
What position did you play?
Receiver and safety mainly.
Yeah.
So I love defense more because I've always loved hitting people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, after a long day, you can really like, you know, you get in trouble at school. You know, you get in trouble with your parents, whatever. You get the anger from math class. You can just
That'll
tee
help
off.
you in Euroball
Bro,
too.
you can tee off on your teammates for like an hour and a half. It's amazing. I love football to this day. But nah, like the mentality of football players, safeties especially, like, you know, receivers too. Like nobody can want the ball more than you. Nobody can play harder than you. Football has helped my rebounding for sure, offensively.
Definitely.
Offensive rebounding, especially
Positioning.
Yeah, all that stuff. The little things when the ball's in the air is yours. That's a receiver's mentality. That's my mentality on the court. But you know, I put everything into it. So like, nobody works harder than me. Nobody plays harder than me on the court, and fans respect that. To get back to your question, like fans respect a player that gives 1,000%. So even if you mess up or have a bad game, most fans will respect the effort. Now I've heard of situations where you know you'll have the fans really letting into a guy or leaning into a guy who messed up or played poorly, but thankfully I haven't experienced that. Thankfully.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
These fans are insane. Like even we were at what did we go to? Went to like what was it Tel Aviv versus Hapoel, right? So the court's empty. Everyone leaves. Hapoel wins, and we're just sticking around after the game.
And the whole entire world.
They're up in the corner
God,
and they're just shouting. There's like one
got
of the
their
players
big
left on the
drum,
court.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? They're like,
Oh, every game. I've just grown so accustomed to those drums. I drown them out now. But no, I have so many stories, man. Just from the season and a half I've been here, like I can go on and on. There's fanatical, man. Like
don't doubt it.
they go hard for their teams. I respect it, man. But some of them, you know, get carried away. Like,
Yeah.
it just is what it is. I know. I won't name any names, but I've heard of fans like waiting on coaches after the game, like surrounding their cars. You know, it's just when they want them out of town. When they, you know, it's just it's the nature of
passion,
it, man. It's
I guess.
passion.
Yeah,
it's like it borderlines on being a religion to some of these fans, and you know, it's cool, man. I love the energy behind that. I feed off of it for sure.
You got it.
It's to the point where I almost prefer away games.
Really?
oh wow.
Yeah, just
Brings
because
energy.
the energy, man, is like being the underdog on the road with just your guys. Like you're the only ones in it. You're in it together with your team. Like I I like competing from that perspective.
That dog.
It's
Yeah,
cool
man.
too. These fans are so like fanatic about it, but the league is so good now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I noticed this year specifically,
Think
like
about 5 years ago, so much better
this
now.
league has some really good players in
Man.
it.
And I've tried to tell people, like, it's not the winter league from 10 years ago.
No.
Maybe,
No way.
because I have a theory on it, because I think about
Let's
this
hear it.
stuff a lot.
Let's go.
I mean, it's simple. I think post-COVID, like, you know, a lot of countries have been hit hard by COVID financially, and a lot of the clubs that were a lot of clubs in Europe that were able to pay a certain amount of money, they no longer have it.
Exactly.
And I saw it happen in real time. Like, not to throw like salaries out there too much, but certain Champions League, Euro Cup teams that were consistently offering like maybe 200,000 to 300,000.
Wow.
Post COVID, that's like 80 grand,
Wow.
and it's happened all over Europe. And I think Israel is one of the places that has been able to, because they're so passionate, because they have the support from management and boosters and whatever, you know, whoever supports the team financially, they've been able to keep the level of pay to where it pretty much has been over the years, and other countries have not. So what you're doing is you're getting a higher quality of basketball because the salaries have maintained, and because Israel's a great place to live. So you're getting
Herzliya, man.
you're getting high level prospects. You're getting high level pros that want to make the money and have a good way of life, good living, and in a comfortable, beautiful place. So I think it's going to keep going up, partly because of that reason. You know,
For sure.
Do you feel it public here? Like, you know, when you're out, I don't know, in Herzliya or Tel Aviv, you're getting recognized a lot by the fans here?
Yeah, man. Herzliya, you know, it's a smaller team.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
most of the fan base are little kids.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
These little kids go crazy.
They go crazy. They go crazy. So funny. I love it. But no, like, from what I've heard, I wasn't really familiar with this team. But in past years, you know, they're struggling to stay in first division, like up and down a couple years. And last year, for us to have the season we had, to win the cup and see, like, in Menorah, we had like a good section of Menorah, just all Herzliya fans, man, in the thousands. And I'm like, wow. That's like, seems like a big difference from where they were maybe four years ago. So,
and now you guys are getting a new arena.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's
it's gonna be a
huge.
while, I think. But I mean, it's
Well, you were saying how like this team is about the same, besides for Chief and that one other player, that like you guys pretty much brought back the same team. Do you see yourself staying with this team for the next like however many years?
Yeah, man. I mean, I have a contract for I signed a 2-year deal last year, so definitely the immediate future. That's the plan, man. I'm invested in it, and like I said, I've bounced around a lot throughout my career, so found a place that feels like home, that I'm comfortable with. And yeah, like, I love my teammates. It's the closest group I had last year, and we brought everybody back.
Wow.
So, and that translated to a lot of wins last year. I don't think people realized it, but we were so close that, like, in tough games, we just figured it out last year. And, you know, it really, our cohesiveness off the court translated to wins on the court.
Do you guys, like, talk about it before you make your decisions? Like, would you, like, talk about with one of the other players, like, oh, let's go to Herzliya again? Like,
yeah, no, we definitely kind of mapped it out. Just open communication. We're so close. So, like, everything is on the table as far as when we're having conversations, what our plans are for next year, the year after. So everyone was on the same page. Everyone knew what the other guys'
y'all just
plans
won a
were.
chip. I mean, why wouldn't they bring you back?
We all knew what the others' plans were, and so it was definitely definitely a lot of communication. Yeah, we have a group chat, and everyone was in the loop, and I like that. You know, we kind of planned these things and made decisions based off each other. And you know, unfortunately, the injury bug hit us a little bit this year. You know, God willing, it gets off of us, and we stay healthy. I like our chances, man. We've proven that we can beat anyone in the league, so we'll see what happens.
for sure.
All right. I wanted to, again, a little transition. Just wanted to ask you this in general. Obviously, watch you play. I mean, I love your play style. So, who is somebody, you know, growing up, whether it was your college days or just coming here, that you really modeled your game after, looked up to, inspirations? You know,
Someone you might reflect on.
Yeah, I can tell you it's crazy because there's no one that I like patting my game after. You know, I was a late bloomer, so I didn't even know basketball was an option.
Well,
as far as college
he was
goes.
telling me on our way here that he grew 6 inches from
Going into
junior
my
to senior year.
Oh, geez.
Bro,
that
like-
changes you from safety to power forward.
Man, real quick, and like just imagine like being 16 years old. I was like maybe 5'11" at the time, 135 pounds. I was not a prospect.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Nope.
by any stretch of the imagination. So my focus at that point was just trying to start on JV as a 10th grader, as a sophomore. You know what I mean? Just trying to get minutes on JV. So I was never thinking like, oh, I'm going to go D1 and I'm going to do all this and hopefully I could play out. Like, it was none of that. It was just like, man, I hope I could get some minutes in the game as a sophomore on JV. So, like, step by step, I fell in love with the work. Like, the challenge of basketball is what made me commit to it. Football came easy, and it wasn't as much as a challenge. I think that's why I gravitated towards basketball and just I wanted to succeed at it. That next year, my junior year, thankfully I grew a few more inches, got to like 6'1.5".
Right.
Really,
Got some minutes on JV.
Yeah, I mean, I made varsity as a junior, thankfully.
There you go.
And, I had a good year that year. And so 17 points a game as a junior, but still, like, I was like a 6 foot small forward.
I'm so curious to know what the coach said when you came back senior year.
Bro,
Like
the funniest thing
What did you do with Maurice,
I'll tell you a
bro?
quick story. Like, I went to the school called St. Thomas as a sophomore. And like I said, I was like 5'11" maybe. And like all my friends, everything, like I loved it there. But I wanted to play, and the coach told me like he knew my dad's about 6'10".
oh wow.
So you can imagine like 5'11". I'm like, I'm gonna grow, I promise. But like, but my sister was like 6'1" at the time. She's 3 years younger than me, so that was embarrassing. Top notch volleyball player. I was like, bro, I'm looking up to my little sister at this point. I started getting worried. But like the coach, we had a meeting with the coach at St. Thomas, and he was like, we asked him, like, what are my prospects on varsity next year? He's like, you'll probably be the 9th or 10th guy.
Ooh.
So his name is Chief. I appreciate his honesty, Coach Chief. Like, I really appreciate his honesty because, a lot of coaches would have sold you a dream at that point. Like, maybe this guy might really grow. Like, maybe I should keep him tucked here. But now he was like, yeah, 9th or 10th. So I transferred. And the funny part is, like, I came back to St. Thomas for a football game literally a year and a half after, and I was like 6'6.5".
Oh my god.
So you can imagine people haven't seen me in a year and a half. Last time they saw me, I was 5'11". Now
That's
I'm almost
crazy.
6'7". They were losing their minds. They were losing their minds. I didn't realize how drastic it was until that moment. I was like, man, yeah, I guess I have.
That's crazy.
I'm looking down on people that I was looking up to. It's super strange.
That is
But
crazy.
yeah, man. It's like so to answer your question, I wasn't really. Maybe I should have been, but I was just trying to figure out how to get on the court, like what I had to do. So my game was being molded just by trial and error, kinda. So there wasn't really one person like I'm gonna play exactly like him because I never really had the freedom to open up my game like that. I was just trying to get on the court. So by the time I did work my way into that position, I had formed my game in a way that I kind of just winged it, like whatever, like.
Seems
it
to
out.
like
Yeah,
it worked
man.
out.
Yeah, I figured it out on my own. So like I have a very unorthodox game now, and it's helped me, it's hurt me, whatever. But the players that I loved watching was Kobe, obviously.
Rest in
Man,
peace.
from day one, like I feel like he sparked my interest in basketball the most.
Lost so many people, and that's the
Man.
case.
Man, like he's our Jordan for our generation,
100%.
for sure, 1,000%. I don't even think that's debatable. Another guy is Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
wow.
just, a big guy that could do it all, like 6'8", 6'9", can handle it, pass it better than anyone,
Great player.
defend, block shots, you name it. Like I really love the way he played. Unfortunately, injuries derailed his potential,
Right,
I
yeah.
think.
But that's what
man.
goes to like what you were saying. He was like an all-around player.
Oh man, yeah. So I feel like him and Kobe for sure. For whatever reason, I just like the idea of a taller guy being able to put it on the floor.
Right.
And like, so I guess I'd still do that. So I guess he had probably the most influence, probably Penny Hardaway, but can't pass it like him. can't facilitate that vision, man. I think that's a gift.
Not many people can.
No, that's a gift, man. That's God
Penny
given.
Hardaway's a coach now.
Yeah, with Memphis.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing great work out there too.
He got a lot of good prospects.
Yeah, and then he got Bates, who just left.
Right.
And then you see how he did last night.
Yeah, man.
He scored like 30 points in a row for Eastern Michigan.
He's been killing.
Crazy.
He's gonna be a top pick next year.
Yeah, and man, and a lot of people counting him out just off 1 year. It's like, man.
Some bad news came out about him, but he's a baller.
When he got cleared of that, I knew he'd be fine because I knew the coach at Eastern Michigan would let him go.
Is there someone now who's playing in the NBA or maybe college even that you really like? He catches your eye.
Let me think about it. Other than the obvious,
Wembanyama.
I'm not as tapped in with the younger guys as I should be.
Well, even in the NBA, throughout the whole.
I mean,
even
KD,
the vets,
of course.
KD.
KD. Anyone
I was
who loves
hoping for
basketball.
an MVP for KD. This injury really sucks.
Yeah.
Bad
KD
time.
is so tough, though. Oh my God.
Anybody that loves basketball can appreciate what he does.
Yeah,
like,
he's a 7-footer.
Basically.
He's 7 feet. He's dribbling the ball better than
unreal. He's understated his height
like.
his whole career, but he's a 7-foot shooting guard.
Yeah.
With a crazy handle, unlimited range. Yeah. I think the way he's adjusted his game, like you see what he's doing with the mid-range, he just calmly gets to his spots whenever he wants, gets any shot he wants whenever he wants.
He doesn't see you.
No, he does not see
no.
you. He literally gets wherever he wants on the court at any time. And, to be able to do that at that height with that level of skill is, incredible.
So tough.
It's crazy, bro.
So what I saw, I think it was news this week. So you know how they've been doing the All-Star games? Did you hear about this? So they did that whole stupid thing where they pick the teams they have a whole show.
Yeah,
they went on NBA and TNT. It was cute, right? It was getting old. So this year,
KD's a captain, no?
it's either gonna be KD or Giannis. I don't know. I don't know. It's close. But this year, they're drafting the teams live an hour before tip-off at the All-Star game.
Seriously?
Which is
That's
sick.
I kind of like that.
It's so cool. It's kind of like playground. And all the players are going to be standing there, and then there's going to be one guy who's left.
It's going to suck for that guy, for sure.
You make it the All-Star game, you can't complain.
Yeah, All-Star last pick. That's not a bad deal.
But, that's pretty cool.
Is there one guy you guys would say it's he's got to be an All-Star this year after everything that he's been through? Someone that comes to mind for me is CJ McCollum.
Yeah.
He's tough, but how are you going to put him in the All-Star game when you got Steph in there, you got Luka in there? Who are the
Those
other
are
guards?
starters. I'm saying
That's a tough conference.
De'Aaron Fox.
Tough conference
Are you
for
going to
guards.
put McCollum over Fox right now, who's playing so well? It's so hard. You get 3 or 4 guards, but it's so deep. There's so many good players in West and
crazy.
East this year.
Yeah.
Guys who should be
the
All-Stars.
NBA is obviously
Bro,
so deep.
As much as we love to talk about the Euro.
guard heavy. Guard
Yeah.
heavy, man. There's so many great guards in the league right now. It's just a tough choice. How do you narrow it down for real? I don't know. I like that choice, CJ McCollum, but it's tough.
It is
It's
super
tough, man. It's so tough.
It's very tough. All right. We are about to hit an hour.
Mm-hmm.
This was an amazing interview.
This is great.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Nah, man, I had a great time, man. I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're hoping to
If
grow
ever you
it.
want to have me back, just let me know. If you want to get one of my teammates to come on, I got
Absolutely
you, man.
love to.
Nah, you guys are great, man.
All
Thank
right.
you.
We're going to wrap
Appreciate
it up now.
you.
Thank you again.
No,
It was
no
a
problem.
great time. All right, I'm
This
going
is
to end
great.
it.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Mayor Cohen.
All our shows and podcasts available online on our website and on all podcast platforms. Search Audioversity.